Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Sunday. Let's take a look at how Bitcoin is trending on the macro picture and see if there's any information that's going to reveal the current direction right now. So to me, it looks like from an Elliott wave perspective that there's 5 waves that have come down and then a B wave was made. And now it looks like there's a possible C wave that's trying to end. So we can see the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 going like that. And then we can even see the ABC pattern. That's very clear. A, B, and C. Now, some people are thinking that this is now done, and this completes the ABC zigzag. For example, the zigzag would be something like this. The ABC is now officially completed. So the first 5 waves makes the wave A. The 3 waves there that we counted earlier, ABC makes the B. And people are thinking that this is actually the C, which means that this is the bottom. Well, if you take a look at it in other years before, what we're going to see is that they actually extended for a very long time before they dropped to the downside. So I just think that it's highly unlikely this is going to be some sort of structure that's finished. For example, when we see this as the B structures in there, let's say you go to a higher time frame, you just see the C wave extending much further. Like especially in here, in 2022. So you can see that the C wave, it ended up heading down a substantial amount. I just don't think that it's possible for the C to be done yet. I think that this is the C, but the C is more like something like this. You don't want to hear it, but something like that. Maybe even more. Every time it extended heavily, the C wave was extended hard. But here, even if this got to like a normal extension, a normal extension of the golden ratio, I just think that 40,000 is such a reasonable target. Maybe even lower, because this is only wave 1. Okay, if we understand the structures of Elliott wave, we counted this in the Discord group, guys. All of this was counted. We predicted this temporary bottom. We counted the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coming down in a major way, where from all the way up here, actually, we counted it. So we counted from here, 2, then 1, 2, and there's a 3 in there, 3, 4, 5. 4 goes up there, and then it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which finishes off the wave 5 there. Okay, and now we're just getting a counter rally to the upside, I believe. And I think we might even get to like 70K maximum. I don't know if we're going to get to the lower ranges of the super trend, but I'm saying generally speaking that even if we don't test somewhere down over there right now, which we don't have to, if we just simply get up to like 70K, then I think that's going to finish off wave 2. I don't know how this is going to be, but this could simply just be wave 2 that's forming, which I think is right. Somewhere up there maybe. And then I think there's going to be a big wave 3, the big wave 3, like the capitulation wave 3. And then I think it's going to do something like that. And then I think it's going to finish off into accumulation zone. So to me, this Elliott wave is very, very realistic. Maybe not exactly, but I think that that's a realistic path. So Elliott wave-wise says that it's time for us to counter-correct for wave 2 right now. And then the wave 3 is the final capitulation phase. Wave 4 is, I don't know if it'll be that big of a drop. I mean, who knows? Wave 5 might have one more final capitulation. It's going to sweep the low of wave 3. And then it's going to come right back up above wave 3 and people will enter with frenzy. This to me is a very realistic path. If I were to do something like a Fibonacci extension right here, this would probably get down to something like right there. That's so realistic to me. I mean, you take a look at the golden ratio extension, and what does that get you? It gets you to 618. So that's just such a perfect extension. I think that's a beautiful extension. So then that would be the perfect wave coming down. Then Elliott wave just says that there's more to go. We're never going to have one big B corrective structure, which is the 2 green candles that you see, the most visible correction, and then just finish it. I don't think it's going to work like that. Also, if we understand the behavior of Elliott Wave, so if I'm going into the Elliott Wave book right now, I remember this. Yeah, I remember the Elliott Wave book very well. This is referring to a leading diagonal, and it says that leading diagonals, they can trace out a 5-3-5-5 pattern. See that? So it says right there, it can trace out a 5-3-5-3 pattern. So maybe there could be a very large summer rally. Okay, well, I'm not saying it's a diagonal, but I'm saying that it could be. Okay, so what I'm saying is that this is most likely the first wave that's occurring right now. And because it's the first wave that's occurring, like, we don't know how it's going to be yet. We don't know if it's going to be a diagonal. We don't know anything. But if there's a high retracement, then it could be a diagonal. But right now, it's still super bearish in every way. The 4-day super trend has never broken one time yet in the bear market in this year and in the last year. And then in the year before that, in 2018, it broke one time for just like a few days. So right now, it's just looking bearish in every way. As much as I want to believe the bullish view, I just don't think that it's here for us to consider. There's too many indicators that need to flip. For example, the 4-day needs to flip and then it needs to bounce. That's what needs to happen first. And then after that, well, the 4-day not only needs to flip, but needs to flip on the right time frame as well. Like, let's just play with this ATR for a second. Let's change this to 3 ATR, 2.75 actually. No, nothing changes there. 3. Nah, we're gonna keep it on 2.25. But 2.75 is the bull market ATR, so that's different. If we go to a weekly chart on 2.75, we see how basically every bull market, it trends on the weekly on a 2.5 ATR or 2.75. So if 2.75 breaks and then it consolidates, it's time to buy very, very heavy. Yeah, especially when it rallies and then it breaks and then it kind of comes back and retests it. It's time. And you take a look here too. This is last year's bear market. So when last year's bear market broke up huge, like, you're not going to catch the first bottom, unless you realize the signs when it's dipped enough and there's something like that looks like it's time to accumulate, right? So if you take a look at, there's always a period of accumulation. There's never not a period. If you guys want to learn more about the Elliott Wave, okay, make sure you guys are signing up for this new course I just released. It took me about 2 to 3 months to finally finish it. 25 hours. It's geared towards this specific bull market only. And the first 200 people are going to get a huge pass to the platinum group. That's going to allow them to come trade with me live. So you guys will see me trade live 4 to 6 hours per day in the bull market. And I'm very excited for it. It's also 40% off right now. It's got tons and tons of new lessons and lots of examples. It was made very organically from scratch without using the help of AI at all. I don't believe that AI is truly going to help us profit in the market. Not everyone is allowed to be rich. So this is coming from 11 years of experience. It's got new strategies that I've heavily refined just for this bull market. How to catch dips is one of the best ones. How to trade trending coins as well. You're going to learn a lot about psychology. You're going to learn a lot about risk management, position sizing. It's going to bring you to the next level for sure with 25 hours of lessons. Let's get it, guys. So let's get back to here right now. So once this breaks on the weekly, that's when there's a potential for us to catch a dip. And even though it seems like a bottom could be in, historically, we got to listen to the trending indicators. And these trending indicators, what they tell us is that the bull market is far from beginning, or even if the bull market was beginning and this was a bottom, like, let's just hypothetically say this is a bottom, then we still don't have a break of anything yet. No indicators are breaking. The super trend's not breaking. The kernel's not breaking. So because of that, it's very difficult for me to say it's time to call it a bull market. Until these indicators strongly and truly break and they bounce off of it, then we can start to accumulate huge. But just trying to time that and snipe that bottom, it's not going to happen for most of us. Unless we get to a very, very clear range that's going to show us that it's time to accumulate. For example, let's say 2018, it was pretty easy, I think, in my opinion, 2018 leading to 2019. because that was the final capitulation phase. And even I knew well enough back then, even though I was still quite green. And then the last one was a very easy accumulation phase to get into. Once we understood the cycle of 365 days, once we understand that the kernel, once it gets broken, the kernel's the red one that goes green sometimes. Once it goes up once, it just never ever goes up in there again, really. You can see that, except for here, but that red line is very strong. It's like the first line of defense. And then the blue line is the second line of defense that never fails. So yeah, maybe we'll get to like 68K or something, 70K max. But I highly doubt that we're going to get higher than that. I think that the drop is going to be very surprising to most people. And I think anybody that adopts a bullish stance right now, you're going on a guess, on a hunch, just being like, hey, maybe this is the bottom, maybe not. There's not really a lot of signs technically on the charts. Remember that the charts, they reflect everything that happens in the fundamental world. If investors are scooping up right now, it would show. It would show that there's momentum. It would show larger candles. But right now, there's nothing. The volume is just off right now. These patterns are not anything bullish for an accumulation zone yet. I just don't see it. I want to see it. I look at other things like the bullish lead diverging RSI, right there. But we don't know if RSI is going to get lower. We don't know if the higher low is going to come anywhere. We don't know if it's going to be over there. It could still have a massive drop in price. We just don't know yet. MACD-wise could trend forever bullishly after a crossover. If I were to look at the last bear market, you can see that the crossover happened right here, guys. Literally happened like right there. Okay, you can see the MACD crossover happening right there, right? Well, right there, more like it. Let's see here. And then the price did nothing. In fact, the price dropped a significant amount more, even though you see the MACD trending upwards. So right here, it still drops another 40% of the market. And you see MACD trending up, right? So just because MACD is trending to the upside doesn't mean that it's not going to drop or that it can't drop. And also this drop happened over the period of like 3 months. So MACD was trending for a long time before it broke out, for 168 days, which is how long? 168 days is like 5 months, 5.5 months. So it literally trended the MACD going to the upside for 168 days before it went up. So you can see that MACD is not the most reliable indicator when you're looking at potential breakouts. Eventually, yes, it'll go up. Eventually. But not after a 40% drop and after about 5.5 months. Okay? And then you also see RSI in the same manner. You really do. You have to. You got to see the bullishly diverging RSI. The higher lows are being formed, right? Lots of higher lows. There's no denying that. We see that higher low form for a long time on the RSI. Or sorry, the RSI. But what happens? It's the same thing that happened for MACD. So RSI is not going to help either, even though it's bullishly diverging. It's not really telling you much. Unless you get way further, it needs time to bullishly diverge to create that low. But right here would have been my entry if I knew better. Like maybe not right there, but around there, when it's starting to go up. Yeah, around there. And then you take a look at 2018, it was not that much different either, actually. Okay. Once you get that one, but this one here, it's going to cross over here. It took a little bit of time for it to eventually kick off, right? So it took a little bit of time. Now, this one here was actually very reliable. Okay, this one I have to say that it was reliable, but that one dropped. That one there, it was after the final capitulation, right? A major capitulation event happened. And it was also after a long period of time. So RSI here, it bullishly diverged. That, I would say, like nobody would be able to say that this one definitely bullishly diverged. So I think that around like when it's bullishly diverging with the MACD, like that, right? It would have been a good buy. But once again, the argument is this is over a year already. The bear market was about a year. And also there's a major capitulation event that happened already. So even though the RSI is in the same range, I don't think that it could be a comparison right now. Yeah, it's definitely in the same range, right? We're over like very, very low side, but I just don't think that it's going to exhibit the same type of behavior in 2018 because the major capitulation event really didn't happen yet. Still waiting for the C to drop to the downside. So from an Elliott wave perspective, I just cannot agree with any type of bullish view. I do not believe in any way that this is a 5-wave count down over here, and then this is a C. I've never seen this in my life, okay, in a major market, where that's now going to be a C. If that was a C, then it would mean that that would top at only 382 Fibonacci. It doesn't make sense. So if you take a look at my profile on X, this is where the new course is. If you guys have some topics and lessons that you want to brush up on, it's probably really good for you. Just check out the page and check out the lessons. Okay, I focus a lot on psychology, risk management, and especially position sizing. There's tons and tons of examples that I had to dig up over 2 to 3 months. But more importantly, there's an Elliott wave section in here that I put a lot of time into. It's literally about 2 hours. Yeah, 2 hours long. Over 4 different videos to teach you everything about Elliott wave that I know. And I especially talk about how I would recommend for you to learn it on your own time as well, just through examples. So that alone is worth it, guys. This is how we learn about Elliott wave very well, by just practicing it every single day. And I think that I know it well enough to understand that this is not possible. If it was, I would be incredibly surprised. So the extension, it has to happen. And once this starts happening, we're going to trade so heavy in the Platinum group. The Platinum group is where I live stream my desktop and show everyone my trades, and it'll be the first bull market where we start this together. Super pumped for that. But other than that, I'm going to have to say, until we break above, say, $70,000, I just got to keep my stamp on bearish. Until proven otherwise, there's no point for me to be bullish in any way at all. So we'll talk then. I want to keep you guys updated. Make sure you're staying safe. It's still a bear market after all. And make sure we're staying cautious. Reduce your exposure. Don't take on unnecessary risks. Make sure you're keeping yourself extremely protected from this type of environment right now and this type of market, because we want to go into the bull market with as much capital as possible. I do apologize for not being on camera. I'm on vacation right now for the next, till tomorrow, back in the office actually. Until then, stay safe.